Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Monday, the 15th of March at 4 p.m. in the afternoon here, Central Time. Gregory Koch here. Dylan back there on the drums. And it is our Fishman Takeover once again, ladies and gentlemen. That's how we roll. I'm going to share it right now with music friends. Music friends, hither and yon, we're going to share this kind of activity. We're going to share this kind of activity. Oh, oh. Gonna share that kind of activity. What better to do? I got those kind of proclivities for sharing these kind of activities. I'm going to a group called the Gristle Kingdom. Pow! Pow! Now I'm going to go over to the Koch Marshall Trio. And I'm going to save it over there. Koch Marshall Trio record. Boy, we're getting close. We're getting close to going out, sending it out to the dupers. It's going close to going out to the dupers. When you go to the dupers, you better beware. No, it's not snowing yet here, Alex. There's snow in the forecast, but I don't see any snow yet. No snow as of yet. Hi from Spain. Greetings to you, my friend. Alfredo, greetings to you. Hola, as they say. I'm having to have a little coffee to fuel my fury today, folks. Got a little coffee to fuel my fury. Well, that was a full-on version of an old tune of mine called Foolish Mortals. And that's off the... actually, there's a version of it on Strat's Got Your Tongue. That's where it comes from. Strat's Got Your Tongue. Strat's Got Your Tongue. Dylan getting a lot of kudos out there for Dylan James's. Dylan James. Richard asks, Drade, when you play slide, is there a particular tuning you prefer? Standard, open E? Just picked up Lucifer. Your playing is very inspiring. Oh, thank you very much. And of course, you see I have Lucifer in my hands here, which looks a little green today, and I dig that. I like it. It's actually transparent, like sonic blue, or we call it Lucifer. I like to play slide in open, well, actually standard tuning quite a bit. But I do have tunes in open G that I use, and open D, open E as well. Can you dig it? Sorry, I've got some weird wiring in the room today. It's a little buzzy. That's a tune of mine from, I did that on the Tone Controls Vivid Gristle recording, and we called that one the Votey Shuffle. I named that one after a late great drummer from the Milwaukee area here called Votey Reinhardt. And he was a shuffling son of a gun, so I came up with that song. I called it the Votey Shuffle. Can you dig you dig it? That's a song called Defenestrator. When you have a song called The Fenestrator. That's a song called Absinthe. That's a song called Absinthe that I wrote so many years ago. on a record called The Fenestrator, the live version on Strats Got Your Tongue. Show us the pedal board. All right. No, wait. I got to see mine. I got to go over here. Oh, hold on there, Ryan. Oh. All right. So that's the guitar. Behold the splendor. And right now I've just got a few things a dangle. It's kind of a mess down there. That's where that buzz is coming from. I've got that multiple pedal dingle hopper, and that son of a gun is causing something to buzz a little bit more than usual. But don't you worry, don't you fret. Anyway, so that little, when I did that last tune, I put that on. That's on the amp. That's the harmonic vibrato that's on the amp. And it makes me walk tall and feel proud. When I put the phaser on, that's this. All right. This is my Octavia that I... Slipperfoot, slight return. I like that. And then I have my Jam Waco pedal. Look at Slipperfoot. Around it. Around it. Can you dig it? Around it. Around it. I dig it, around it. Ooh. Ooh. What players' vibratos have influenced you the most? Well, certainly Hendrix. Clapton. B.B. King. Albert King. Albert Collin. Can you dig it? Hey Bat. Boy, it's been a while since we've done that song. Hey Bat, get your sticking beam on me. I would say Otis Rush was another one. Yeah, so I mix them all up into a little soup, see? A little... Donald says, Dylan is a savage rascal of magnum proportions. You're a savage rascal. Are we recording on the Model 24? Actually, right now, what we're using it for, it's our interface, and I'm using it as my monitor mixer. But that's what we're going through to load everything on into the computes. String gauge, doggone it. 10 through 46 is what I use. 10 through 46. Greg, if you had to do a gig on a solid state amp, which one would you choose? Well, Nathan, I have been in situations where I've had to use a solid state amp. I'm going to revisit one of those situations. Was last year. I was down in Jamaica playing with a buddy of mine's band. And we had to use backline gear, and I told them what I wanted, and they didn't bring it. I had my choice between a Fender Frontman 100, which was a solid-state offering, and a Roland JC120. And I brought my Gristle King pedal along with a clean boost and an overdrive, and I got to say they both sounded pretty damn good. I was able to set the tone clean, so it just started to. It was pretty warm. It didn't fart out in the low end or get spiky in the top end, and then I would hit the clean boost, and then I'd hit the overdrive on top of that, and it just sounded rascally. Sassy Cat saying Lucifer is looking a little washed out. Is the hue and saturation the main camera? You know what? It actually is. As I've had this one a while, and it is a transparent Lucifer. And I've got a lot of miles on this beast, so I think it is. If you look at it up close, it almost is looking greener. You can see more of the blue on the back and on the side. But the top is getting a little faded, and I dig that. Got a lot of miles on this guitar. I got a lot of miles on this guitar. The guitar is my signature Reverend Gristle Master in the tone hue of Lucifer, and I have my Fishman Fluence Gristle Tone pickups on board. They come standard with this guitar as you get it. It actually comes with it. So yeah, you know, I would say those new Fenders are pretty damn good too. Those new Tone Master series, right? You got the that Deluxe and that Twin. They sound pretty good. How often do I charge Lucifer? You know, Richard, usually what happens is that when I restring, I recharge. And I try to restring. Well, during COVID, I haven't been restringing as much because I switch guitars so much. But when I restring, that's when I charge up. And I have yet to run out of juice. I have yet to run out of juice. Honest relicking, that is correct, Sassy Cat. Sassy Cat, he's calling it like it is. Sassy Cat, Sassy Cat. What are you boosting over? Well, today, Carter, I'm just using the boost on the amp. So my signature amp, this blue beast over here, this Koch amplifier, is my signature amp called The Greg, and it has an overdrive boost, and an OTS boost on it as well. So everything you're hearing as far as overdrive today is coming from the amp. What kind of looper do you use in your videos? I have been using the MXR clone looper. Jim Dunlap makes them and distributes them, but MXR clone looper. MXR clone looper. Genia wants to know, Dylan, have you ever considered doing a solo drum record or drum solo record?
Not really just drums, but I mean, that would be cool. But I've never thought of just doing a drum record alone. But I've done other stuff with other humans for sure, but not like a solo all drum thing. But that would be cool. That would be kind of sweet.
Do I know any songs with the name Sheila in it? Oh, Sheila. That's all I know. And I don't know how to play it. I just know that line. That's it. If you ever see you out in the wild, shall I say something or leave you alone? Nathan, I don't know what that pertains to. That was a non sequitur. As far I didn't see the previous isms. Just don't do a gent record, please. No, this particular Koch amp that I'm using is a 210 amplifier. Yeah. That first tune we played tonight was that Foolish Mortals tune. That goes back a ways, but it's from a record I did called Strat's Got Your Tongue. Strat's got your tongue. Good. That was officially the longest Dylan monologue yet. Well, you know, if you would ask him questions, he would respond. He's armed with a microphone.
I do have a mic.
He can speak. Love your playing, fun, crazy, good. Thank you very much. What is your music scene locally, and do you think it's going to change after COVID? Well, to be honest, we don't really perform all that much locally anymore. We probably gig out, in town? We play at this club in town called Shank Hall. and we probably play there twice a year, and then we usually play Summerfest and a couple other festivals during. So we probably play 4 or 5 times a year in the area, and the rest is all on the road. Jay asks, who would win in a guitar duel between Albert King and Chris Christopherson? Dude, no one wins against Albert King. You could put up anyone against Albert King, and he'd go, woo, and then just blow your head off with one band. Over. That's all that would happen. That's all that would need to happen. What are your fave gigs to play? Well, to be honest, I like Dylan prepares to speak. He's ready. So somebody ask him a doggone. Well, when we tour with the band over in Europe, those gigs are a lot of fun. Actually, we've been having fun touring in the States now, too. We got a great agent now. So prior to COVID, we had been traveling around. It's just great to go in with the trio. We go into our venues, we set up, people come to see us, and they're cool, and we play our tunes, and they buy a bunch of merch, and it's just a cool hang, and everyone leaves happy. What more do you want? So anytime we get to go out and just play as the trio, the Koch Marshall Trio, man, it's fantastic. Favorite tune with the cowbell? My favorite tune with the cowbell, other than our new one that we have. Oh no, we've got 2 tunes with on the latest record. Daddy Longlegs has a cowbell throughout. But also on the latest one we're recording, we got a new instrumental tune, which is called Funk of a Different Flavor, and that has a cowbell in it. Dylan, are you completely self-taught or high school band drumline? You could take that one, Dylan. Get it.
Well, I did the drum line, but I did not pursue it the way that a studio student would. I like to play the cymbals, and I like to hang out with my buddies and do things that high school students do when they're doing them. But, yeah, I taught most of the rock and roll blues stuff on my own. School really helped out with more jazz-style stuff. But as far as the marching band could go with all the uniforms and the dancing, that was all a load of horse malarkey in my point of view. I just did it because all my buddies were there. But as far as drumline stuff, the guy that originally taught it, he would throw drumsticks at you. So if you screwed up, there was this foam, soundproofing material on the wall, and it would just stick right above your head while you were playing. Like something out of a movie and that kind of stuff, like the drumline / what's that one drummer movie everybody talks about? Yeah, Whiplash, all that kind of stuff. I hated that stuff. But I lived it. I saw it happen, but it's awful. It's not fun. So the majority of the stuff that I play right now is either a result of me learning it or learning it through jazz studies over at the conservatory. But, yeah, not a lot from drumline other than pain and suffering.
I think if Dylan had worn slippers a little bit more, perhaps he would have, I don't know. I don't know where that came from. He actually wears my slippers sometimes, and then he is slipper foot.
Yeah,
I'll jack. With great slippers comes great responsibility.
I'll take them.
Drumline meets dodgeball. Well played, Direwolf. Well played. Well played.
Mr. Evans, if you're watching this, I didn't mean it.
Do you have a B3 Hammond, and why aren't you playing it? No, we have our 3-piece band that we live stream with every other weekend. This coming weekend, Toby will be back, right? Yeah. And so that's his B3, or his Leslie back there. That's where we have the Leslie, but we do not have a B3 in the house. There was a question, Buddy Rich or Mitch Mitchell?
Well, I mean, obviously Buddy Rich, but Mitch Mitchell's a legend on his own. But I mean, that's like Buddy Rich is like the I don't know, like the great pyramids of drumming. You can't just start comparing things to it. It's a totally unique thing. But yes, obviously Buddy Rich. I hate to say it, but Mitch Mitchell's great.
Now, I like this question. Maddie Case says, Dylan, what's it like having a living legend like Greg Koch as your dad?
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Trade. Can you dig it? Max Roach, question mark?
Oh, of course, yeah, totally. That old Charlie Parker stuff is standard for learning your drums.
Yes.
And Blues for Big Sid, I believe, is the name of that solo. Yeah, that's like classic standard. You got to know that stuff to start playing.
Oh, Buddy Rich beat Animal on the Muppets band for a drum off. That's true, Michael. Boom. You are correct. Ginger Baker, of course.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Ginger Baker and Baker and Keith Moon, absolutely, right?
Yeah, totally.
And we're not much of a Rush house here. We don't dislike. I don't dislike Rush. I just didn't. My power trios of choice back in the day were Cream and Hendrix and James Gang, and when Rush came along, so many people my age were so into Rush. I just kind of went in the opposite direction. If I had to hear one more person in photography class tell me about what real music was all about and that Rush was it, I probably would have gotten physically violent. And I'm a man of peace, so. But you never really listened to Rush either, right?
I mean, you hear it on the radio and such. I always liked it, but I never dug into it, I always heard it, always appreciated it, never had a strong opinion one way or the other.
Yes.
But Neil Peart, badass, no doubt about it,
There's no doubt he was great. And no doubt the band is great. And I liked them even more when I saw that movie about him.
Documentary.
The documentary.
Yeah.
I thought these guys would be fun to kind of hang out with. I think Alex Lifeson and I would probably get along swimmingly.
And they were on Trailer Park Boys, one of my
Yes.
favorite shows of all time.
Does Dylan like to listen to hip hop?
Yeah, I like older stuff, or live kind of hip hop. But yeah, I went through a big phase of listening to all the West Coast hip hop stuff from the '90s, just because the production was so great. But yeah, I mean, I like all sorts of, anything that tries to emulate real drums. I mean, as far as kind of the trap, fake 808 kits, it's cool, but it's just not this. So, I mean, I'm obviously biased against it because I play real drums and I like stuff that's sampled old hip-hop that's sampled old, R&B tunes or old breakbeat stuff that actually took real drums and kind of messed with it in the sampler. I like that sound a lot.
I see. Taco Conch out there says, play Diane Sawyer. Today's Diane Sawyer gets on you. Right? Today's Diane Sawyer. Nothing wrong with it. All right, I'm going to switch guitars. Again, for those who tune in later, maybe have never tuned in at all before, this is my signature Reverend Gristlemaster that comes stock with Fishman Fluence Gristle Tone pickups, my signature pickups for Telly style guitar. And they are groovy and succulent. And now I'm going to grab my latest, the Gristle 90, which will be coming into stores later this month. It's been kind of a soft rollout. We've been trying to get supplies together because of COVID-19. This one's in Tulsa turquoise, and these have my new Fishman signature P90s on board. Well, that sounds good. I like that. Ray asks an interesting question. Blues playing, Johnny Winter or Eric Clapton? I'm going to say yes. I love them both for different reasons. My favorite Johnny Winter playing actually is on the Muddy Waters records, especially on King B. That record is, and then Johnny at that point in time put out a record of his own, fronting Muddy's band called Nothing But the Blues. That's probably my favorite Johnny Winter record. Although the second Johnny Winter record with Leland, Mississippi on it and that stuff, I love that record. Doggone it. Fantastic. Mm-hmm. Rick says, thanks for wearing pants. One video I did in shorts. One video. Dylan walked into a store that day, music store in town here. He says, no more did I walk into the joint and some scream, tell your dad to put some clothes on.
It happened.
You know what? Jack Black is doing videos in a Speedo. Kyle Glass is doing videos buck naked on Instagram. I wear gym shorts, and
Boxers.
it's a caustic experience, blazing people's corneas with the power of my ghostly white legs,
Those
which,
were
by the
boxers.
way, are in excellent shape. Oh. Did expensive gears really matters? I don't know what that means. Expensive guitars? I think you mean that. Expensive guitars? Well, it depends. You know, whatever keeps you motivated. If someone wants to buy a pricey guitar and it keeps them happy and inspired to play, then let the good times roll. A lot of great guitar players play very inexpensive guitars, and they're all just about playing, and they don't care whatsoever. So, oh, that was Rick. Rick says that was me at Cream City. Tell your dad to get some clothes on. Play Spank It. That's hard to do as a solo. it sounds good. It sounds good. But do. Martin says, am I using the little heat right now? No, I'm just using the amp, is what's going on at this particular point in time. At this particular juncture in time. Kind of a nuclear version of the Crossroads mixed in there for the kids. Greg, please tell me which of your signature guitars has the thinnest neck. Well, the neck that's on the standard Gristlemanster is pretty... It's not real chunky. There's a special chunkier version of the neck that's available at Wildwood Guitars on a black version. And I think they did a few in the orange version as well with the larger neck. So, can you dig it? Or will you dig it? Burst out the BSM fuzz. I can't right now, but I'll do that sometime soon. Oh, Godzilla. Hey, Godzilla. you dig it? Can you dig it? It's question time, ladies and gentlemen. For our last few remaining minutes here on our feed, we usually break it down to some questions. Let's thank young Dylan back there on the drums for visiting us today and engaging in musical activity. Yeah, can you dig it? Dylan, did you get your snare? Did you hit the snare? He got it. He got it. He got it, you all. Yes, for those... That riff is a pain in the butt to play, but it's a good one. That Hey Godzilla. So I'm borrowing. Goes the 4 chord. Just like that. Bam a doo doo doo. And then in the middle I was throwing in this other like. Yeah, can you dig it? Can you dig that kind of talk? Can you dig that kind of talk? Yeah, it takes a little while to get that, keep that bass thing going. Nathan's. Let's see. If you could own any guitar in the world, what would it be? Yes. Boy, that's hard to say. I would say, I'd like a 54 Strat is what I'd like. I've got a 53 Telecaster. I'd like a 58 or a 59 Les Paul. Right? Could that be wrong? I don't think so. Can you play Smoke on the Water, bass and guitar? Does it mean like a... Okay, someone asked about the pickup. So these were, there's 2 voices on these rascals. The first voice is a more kind of a vintagey vibe. voice is this. First, second. Okay. Middle position, I can either have this. Here's the second voice. Back to the first voice, or I can pop up on the tone control and get this out of phase. Now that isn't fully out of phase, it's out of phase with the bass pickup rolled back just a hair so I can get that Peter Green. No. No. It's a bitch. I've played that one in a while. Anyways, you get the idea. And then we got bridge pickup. Here's voice one of bridge pickup. Here's the second voice. First voice. Second voice. First voice. Second voice. Can you dig it? A little rock there for you. So there you go. Can my neighbors hear me play at this volume? I would imagine they can, and they rejoice. Starting. Is Reverend distributed in Belgium? Yes, I would imagine so. If you go to the Reverend Guitars website, I'm sure they will have a link to whoever sells them in Belgium or the Netherlands or wherever. They have all that stuff on there. Can you dig it? That's right. Someone asked for my name. It would say my nephew back in the day. Okay. Andrew Steven, whose goal was to get even. That was my other nickname for him. Andrew Steven, his goal is to get even. And I used to have to babysit for him back when I was a young lad, in my 20s. I'm going out raising hell, and all of a sudden I got to go back home and during college and in the late teens, early 20s. And he would be at home like, can you watch Andrew while we go out? I'm like, okay. I'd be hanging out with the kid. He'd be running around, raising hell, making a lot of noise, and I'd go, silence, child. And he'd turn around and go, silence yourself, Drade, because he couldn't say his G's. Silence, so I was Drade. Silence yourself, Drade. So that kind of got locked on the old cabeza somewhere, so... Oh, Lord, what are you going to do? How, rumors spreading around in that Texas town. About a shack outside the Grange. You know what I'm talking about. Just let me know if you want to go to that home on down the range. They got a lot of nice girls there. Ooh, someone's calling me. Someone's calling me. Oh, Johnny Rotten hours. What happened to Johnny Rotten? Who knows what's going on? Listen, folks, thank you so much for tuning in today to the Monday installation of our Fishman Takeover. These are my new Fishman Gristle-tone P90 pickups, which will be coming out as a standalone thing later on this spring. But this Fishman loaded guitar from Reverend, that is also my signature Reverend guitar, coming out later this month. It's called the Gristle 90. Can you dig it? Will you dig it? Do. Greg, how do you approximate Albert Collins in standard tuning? Boy, it's get that six in the. little snippet of Albert Collinsism in standard tuning. Can you dig it? All right, folks, I got to roll. We'll see you tomorrow. I'm doing my Wildwood live stream at 3 p.m. Central Time here at the location. Don't forget, we do have the Koch Marshall Trio live stream this weekend, 5 p.m. Central Time on Saturday night. But I'll be back here again tomorrow. Then again on Thursday at 3 p.m. Central. Back here for Fishman, Friday, 5 p.m. Central Time. Can you dig it? We'll see you then. Oh, can you dig it?